por un lugar en Londres. El equipo sin miedo, KRÜ VCT!
KRÜ, every single player that you're looking at right now missed the international stage last year, whether they weren't able to play or they just didn't qualify. Everyone going in a different journey. For Les and Sadak going all the way to EMEA. For Dante, who towards the beginning couldn't even play, and the other two players had something to prove in their respective squads.
Time to bring out their opponents, looking to make yet another global event. It is G2 Esports!
They are back to fight for this qualifying spot to London. They've qualified for so many globals now in a row. But this team, I mean, when you're looking at the players, you're really looking forward to the IGLing Masterclass from VALORANT. You're looking at Jagamo, who always pops off towards that playoffs to bring his duelist energy into this. And then you're looking at the newest addition of Baby Bait to bring back a lot of that rock.
So instead, Leaf gives up the space. Got a snakebite to try to fight back in, and Sentinel utility not on the flank here.
Yeah, a lot of backside control already going to be given up here to KRÜ. Potential problem, but there's nobody actually sitting there. All of the KRÜ players up onto the site, and it's a critical fight to be won out. Les is going to be stuck into the corner though. Nade, Sails pass, is going to have to swing wide to escape the ire of it, yet still it is... Oh, well, Jordan claims his mark. Trent on top of it as well. Silence. Taken straight out. 3 players, make it just 2 now for KRÜ, looking to try and hold back the onslaught of G2. A team that is in top form currently. Showing no mercy, MW. Last one left towards the back of the site, but he's been spotted out, rooted out.
Stopped a bit more of that post-plant aggression from KRÜ. They were going to look to try to take the fight in deeper and deeper. Pressure on Heaven, pressure on Stairs, and G2 handle it all and let Jorg feast.
The rest of G2, look at a stack of bodies over towards here, but this is 30 seconds remaining. The spike has to land over towards C here. Jorgamo. They give up most of this space here. Doesn't want to really contest alone. VALORANT's going to be sending in some long-range util, at least with a smoke to supplement. Have the team get back in. Nade and a seize. Combined and a might though. Sadak is going to be able to sidestep it for now, and a bit of spam into the smoke. Yeah, he goes fishing for it. The kills collected. Silence less. Sadak all getting their ones. Looking for a bit more now, and G2, this retake is just not viable at all. Immediate calls for just disengagement.
Offering up some just spam lines for them to be able to play around. Look at this around the smokes.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I've really enjoyed watching with KRÜ has been that they've got such a good understanding of how the meta works, especially on this because it's their best map.
Deep wall. Switch going to be flipped. It has pulled a little bit of that util out. Hold on, this player is way in front of you, and Dante. He wants to go for it. Just sending it all the way past. A lot of this util. The thorns in the wall, no problem for him. He's got that backside control and less on this lurk avenue. Takes out his adversary. I mean, maybe one step further.
Yeah, they fade ulted into Waterfall, and now they know that they can fight into spawn, take down VALORANT easily.
G2 just getting picked apart here. Sliced and diced. I mean, KRÜ.
Their read was instant. Dante knew that he could take all the space in the world over towards C. Significantly better than Leaf so far.
Yeah.
Here's the kill that I'm talking about, but if you wanted to know the stats, Les is 6 and 3, Leaf is 1 and 6.
Right.
So there is a really big difference here in the Viper Impact early doors.
The form that Leaf was in yesterday was unbelievable. Ready to respond.
It feels like the same kind of trap play. Bake the wall. Is Jorg going to go for it, though, on an eco?
G2 don't have the money, but they might just try and send it flying forward. Sadak is just beaming them all down. He TP'd up on top of the box, and he's taking liberties now. My God, breaking ankles in the process. All that damage done, chipping away the G2 opposition, whittling it down the defense.
So it's like shooting fish in a barrel there because of his positioning.
Wow.
Some kind of bait reaction.
Yeah. This is absurd.
Yeah, but he does it at the same time as his team triggers the wall, and so he's on an unexpected position. Again, just showing you that intelligence and positioning.
To let it up whatsoever. Deep TP, that's a Omen ult that's not going to be committed. It just clears a bit of a path, or at least gives information over towards B. And Les has been spotted out. Rooted out of that spot here. The Proud actually getting a connection acknowledgement. Jordan's going to be sending this one flying forwards there. Showstopper finds the mark once more. 2-piece now for Jorgen, an instant reaction called for. Dante trying to move forwards, but the Thorns delayed and slowed. Patience played by Leaf to perfection. And now just leaves it down to MW. He's going to be swiftly, potentially meeting his match, Jorgamo.
Get that opening pick, snowball it into an advantage. I think Les took a ton of chip damage before he even got to this position, and Jorg throws out the ult. His stats are good enough that he can feel comfortable about sending it in that situation. Cheeky from Dante to even go for that.
Nice! Come on, Alex!
Biding his time, though. Bit of pressure over towards C-Man. Now KRÜ look towards it, but there's Util being used on either side, and as that war drops, there it is. Jorgamo immediately answers. Stun's going to be falling at his feet, but a nade to try and push them back, and he wants to get back onto the line. He's playing inside the smoke. That is just absolutely manic, man. Steel Garden, anything to try and stun this one. Trent towards the back of the site. He's going to be fighting World War III at this point. Going to be overwhelmed swiftly. No way! Steel Garden barely getting off in time, and just classics out. It's all Trent needs. Spike dropped into the middle of no man's land. Less. Hell of a task to try and retrieve this one, especially with everybody slowly.
A complete disrespect of Baby Bay's ultimate. The KRÜ players are running forwards, assuming they're still going to be able to use their primary weapon, and MW has his gun jammed right as he's looking to take the timing.
Holy Jabber!
For the pause once more, though. KRÜ, they love to insert that uncertainty. Out of Nightfall really does send pretty clear message. They're looking to try and take this side forwards once more. Shots don't need to be hit on either side. Valorant's already claimed one, Baby Bay with the other. Trent, why not? Getting involved into the conversation, but KRÜ are still shooters themselves. Looking to see if they can stamp their mark onto this side, and they do, claiming it in their name. But the plan still needs to go down. It's a 2v2. Jorg is going to be approaching with that ultimate leap. What a shot and what a kill to find.
With the showstopper.
Barely any time at all. Plant committed. Showstopper forwards. Satchel's down and abound. Jorgamo is going to be rapidly approaching now, but supplied his time and waited out for the patience. Leap has gone down. Gets the acknowledgement. Rocket going wide, and Jorg, he's only got the operator. Shorty out now, and he's way out in the open. Less
Returned the favor there. You have a showstopper left with 14 seconds and a guy putting the spike in the earth, and somehow Les is made to look like a god in that round.
How has he done it?
Dodges everything. The attackers are very ready for it.
Yeah. Very deep push already by Les. He's got a lot of control deep towards B. It allows KRÜ to get a heavy stack of bodies over towards A. Waiting for it as well up to the doors, but you're holding Util out into your hand. Sadak close quarters, the blind. These players just barely navigating it. Somehow Sadak's got two. Leaf though inserted, and now course for the pivot all the way back towards A to push and pull intact. Already maneuvering here, Valorant as well, taking up residency over towards the B side of the map. Smokes are going to be sent out now, flying forwards, but KRÜ want to get a bit of a move on. Already a kill claimed with Leaf going down. Trent is largely on him, but he's already finished. And now Valen from the side, Paranoia waiting primed and now sent flying forwards. KRÜ going to do this one now in a 1v2. Surely a tap to see if they can ice these fights, but it's all Valen! Where is Dante looking?
What a round as well from Valen. Four in that pistol, but you're right. What is Dante looking at,
Did he
man?
think he no-clip through the door?
The crazy thing is, all throughout that round, Bren, I was thinking to tell you, oh, Silence has still got his wall up in tree. They know for a fact that G2 cannot be in tree. It's all with classics.
Okay. Smokes in their face. Prowler forwards once more. Jorg's trying to do a lot to see if he can clear this one. Essentially solo. Nade rebounding, and that should do significant damage. A little bit short of the mark and shy of it. Still, it is softening up these KRÜ opposition. Still. From the side, that's Les as well onto the flanks once more. This guy's taking liberties and up towards it. This is really just slapdash. Anything that they can throw against this one somehow comes down to a 1v1, and Les missed the exit opportunity, but Jorgamo, weak as anything, 20 HP. 15 seconds left. The spike is in the middle of nowhere, and it comes down to this timing. 12 seconds left. It's ticking down. Your opportunities are fading away with it. Just behind the box, he's missed it. And time is way too short. It has to be a full stick. Les! Oh my goodness! Barely grasped the opportunity in front of him. He's got a smile.
I mean, he is normally quite a stoic guy, but he's got to let out a little chuckle at that one. This round, though, is incredible macro play from KRÜ, and yet they're barely able to get it over the line because they only have the classics. Not a soul on the A site for the defenders.
Oh my goodness, what is this? And KRÜ, heavy focus being placed towards it again. Part of the playbook. They're going to contact up to the very final moment, but now they're going to be swinging. Flash though, it's a counterplay from G2 to try and hold them back. Baby Bay earns himself two. Making all the noise in the ward. Backs, turn, silence. Silence, this is your time to shine! My God! It's a bit whiffy. A lot of Util for MW to play with, so he gets acknowledgement. He's knowing where these players might be, but now spotting it. It's a high-low setup for G2, and how the hell do you navigate it? Requires individual brilliance. Tries to go for the wide face, but
they booked it out of C and B through a paranoia at those players over towards the boxes outside C, but they couldn't even get out B in the first place. Three players just instantly blinded. Really, really well handled by Babybay, I gotta say.
It's nice to see two go for the contact plays, but the C's connects. Onto a lot of them, the Tendril's going to be swinging out, and the Haunt is dealt with. Towards the top now, that's a huge reveal, and Valen spray control straight there. Trying to anticipate where these players may lie. The Prowler points directly to his mark.
And maybe that is a prime demonstration.
Tricky business. Gives the Prowler a shank. Les trying to hold this back. Valen and Trent down and out for the count. Lined up entirely in silence. Just activating. Leaf with that operator goes for the swing, but he's low as anything in the process. Spike in his midst.
They're giving him a lot of respect, but they're fast on this one.
Yeah. And Leaf not expecting that the players could be wrapping all the way around there. So KRÜ, they find a way back in.
Les plays in Blue Room is beautiful. The opening is all well played by G2. All of this stuff is really lovely. That off angle, we've seen Babybay play it. Now we're seeing Les play it. Good for a lineup. Unexpected. People are normally thinking about the left-hand side of that angle.
Cleared largely. Horn's going to be broken. Spotting signs of life as well. Paranoia held. Sadak wants to go for this one, calling for it now, but it sees a beautiful play cooked up by KRÜ. Proactivity is the name of the game. They're jumping, chomping at the bit for the chance to draw blood and more. Kills going their way.
Well recognized though. Well recognized by G2 that they should take the fight into Mountain and take the whole of the C side. So it's an exchange. You're down a player.
There's no play from G2 to try and fight for backside controls. Everybody on the individual timings, looking to see if they can take it themselves. And Leaf can only get the one. Dante sharp. Shooting on display. Now the Steel Garden. There was a pocket to play in. Out towards the back. That's Util in the hands. Valen caught unaware, and it just leaves it all to Babybay. Impossible spot to be in. Still, Dante's going to be taken out. Top of the box. Angle here. Silence. Just doing spins in the air. And avoids the spray down to Babybay.
And the Steel Garden was the thing that got Les's first kill. Pushing Valen back into that spot. That's a really nicely played round too. Great little trap. Paranoia's so good from that position at the bound switch. And KRÜ, they are barely maintaining the lead. And Jorg uses his ult again on an empty site.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. I mean, it looks a bit silly, but G2 just making sure that even if they hadn't played KRÜ's defensive rotates like a fiddle.
Finds his way past it, the wall. Okay, door being flipped open. Babybay's got these open sight lines now, and he's to link it up with the rest of his team. Him and Valen, they combine their might, and KRÜ just trying to activate as well. Off onto this retake. There's a smoke in their face, trying to take the fight past it. They're not set up, not primed for it. Valen on top of it all. This guy's shooting today, and G2 11 to 11. Yeah.
Them manipulating each other's rotates, playing around with the expectations and the reality. So many times here we're seeing Valen find an empty site.
About the box, and I think about the old secondary to it. Sees, nade, rebounding, Steel Garden, all going to be used to try and push Les away, but he still stays remaining inside the pit with the wall up. Just giving a bit of a safety net.
Does he know that Jorg is here? In already?
Woods, perhaps potentially here. Jorg is trying to really just sail forwards. A slight pocket to play in. Leave just dividing and conquering. Forwards again, though. The rest of G2 looking to see if they can put their mark once more onto this round and seal up this map entirely. Paranoia sweeps. Babybay going to be finished, though. Chopped down at the knees by NW. 3v3, threatening like they could be on the flank, and now they can put all of their attention forwards. Trent is just being whittled down. A Nightfall now being used. The Decay catching, at least onto both. MW and Silence, they can't hear a thing. Obstacles denying them a chance to get involved here into an even fight, but there it is. Sadak actually finds his one. Still, these players are being chipped down, and KRÜ, anything can really bring them down at this point. Just trying to bait and switch. Trent! He's already doing the damage. He's got 3 kills in a round. Might be looking for that 4th to put the finish and a flourish towards the end. Lotus is G2's.
And look at what that means to them. Valen and Trent immediately off their feet. That is the first defeat that KRÜ have had this stage. Home ground taken away of Lotus. They were 4-0 here.
Essentially free reign. A knife against the back of the pyramid as well gives them a lot of acknowledgement that no one's really hard anchoring towards it. The wall and the high tide is going to be used pretty early though by G2. Maybe to try and see if they can get this through, and Jorgamos is caught completely unaware on the Neon. Les though, very forward approach. He's worried about being contested, but no clearance at all into the corner. These G2 players really being caught and left unaware. I've seen these fights taken out into the open, still offering themselves up. It's Dante seeing if he can square up, and the reactions off the bloody charge. It's 3 kills immediately ripped away, and they know where his last remains.
I'm a bit confused as to what was going through Jorg's head there. Maybe a comms issue, maybe they're I don't know. I mean, a lot of the meta in Americas right now is that people are playing. It's a shocker here as well because G2 are on minimum loss bonus, so their economy online is going to be a nightmare from here.
A lot of noise though, and a hero rifle in the hands of Jorgamo! Stun! Lay it down to the feet, but he doesn't anticipate the second player, perhaps, but finally getting a grips onto it. Clearance. Good level of awareness out towards double doors there to get a kill, but they don't rush into anything. Meanwhile, some flanks occurring. Silence is ahead of it. Aim, well trained, locked in. And what's he going to do with this one? Well, quite a lot apparently. But that gun is thoroughly out of reach. Spike forwards, looking to disengage, but that is a hell of a sight line. He's got to scurry and run all the way back, but he's played Baby Bay in. That's not what you want to see. Couple of stray shots, MW. Just tank one more shot to the body.
I mean, it's not a complete disaster. At least Baby Bay gets away with his life.
30 seconds left.
2 bullets left. Oh my god, missing the time. And again, these players are caught unaware. This time, snaps to it. The cranium of Les taken out. MW now left to scramble. Making all the noise, and he gives away the game to leave.
It paying off is way higher in this situation. You're expected to lose the round anyway. Why not go for it? Do we really need to see this one again?
But he redeemed himself.
Drew did not expect him to go back in for another
Hey,
bite.
I made up for it, bro.
He really did.
There's presence here. Trent has a Hunter's Fury to punish over towards A. They're droning. Might choose to go for it. Stun, connecting, off to the side, used on either side, but that's a big reveal. Jorgamo just trying to duck and weave, but a movement not quite enough to avoid the bullets in the eye at KRÜ. Steamrolling this one forwards now. It's high tides on high tides, and this is tricky business. I mean, look at the state of the map right now. Cutting it up now with a cosmic divide. VALORANT stands his ground. Maybe to try and stop this one in its tracks, but MW sharper shooting on display. What the hell is Leaf going to do in a spot like this with just a judge in hand? Baby Bay moving forwards with 2 players towards the back of the side. It's all it takes to dismiss him.
If I'm Josh RT, I'm thinking about taking attack timeout after that round, Brent.
Thorns on every direction, double stars.
Baby Bay's got to be careful though, that he doesn't poke out and expose himself
Pops
to
one.
tunnel.
Ult's popped off though. It's going to be blinded, deafened whatsoever. Leaf is just twirling around looking for the targets. Finds 2 of them right when it mattered, but spammed down in the final few. Sadek does get that return. Trade intact, but already that deep insert less. It's just a menace now. Big reveal against the half four, but flanks on flanks, and Jorgamo already is stuck. Spotting out what these players might be. Util out, catching Sadek unaware. He was pinged out a little bit earlier. Play this one solidly with discipline. Forwards again, but what is going on here? Losing track of where these players might be. Spike, irretrievable though.
And taking up this position in B window, almost as the exec is coming through. He is there so early, way before the plan, 30 seconds on the clock, but he's putting crazy pressure onto
Orb. Giving that avenue less. Looking for a chance to take this fight, but the game of time is just slipping straight through. Jorgamo just in the aim in time. Is there for it. Now for the A split, these walls are going to be sent flying sky high. Cosmic Divide on top of it. KRÜ are forward still, stunted only for a moment by the Thorns, and now looking to see if they can make their mark even further. Jorgamo is on an island here, but the counter spam pays off.
when they don't have their biggest tools for it.
Started towards the back to at least try and stop them here, but these players are just holding it down. It's 3 of them. Time pressure mounting for G2. They've got to start to get a bit of a move on here, but he's truck dart sailing overhead. Baby Bay just inserts himself and announces himself to the conversation, but it matters not. It's MW to save today with a Red Bull clutch.
You see, though, that even in this round, even when Les gets punished right at the beginning, actually the defensive setups for G2 are not there on A. They really aren't. Valen is anchoring as a harbor.
Co's going to be activated. Sprayed and spammed down, though. This is the hero rifle in the hands of Valen. He's really the one to do some damage here. Stuns a ricochet. Jorgamo just looking to play his IGL all the way in. Valen still alive, still intact. High Tide's going to be ripped this way across once more, but that's just to try and stop them at the choke point.
If MW gets the plant, he's got a Hunter's Fury to play around, but Leaf and Valen both playing their lives.
It's ridiculous by Les. Push, and he hears it, the footsteps. What is that? Trent somehow gets a handle on it. Sadek, though, with a deep peek. Bebe taken out. Trent barely any health to work with. A game of timings. Dart, some false confidence given up to G2. Now a 1v1. It's Trent versus MW versus his adversary. Comes down to who hits the first shot. And it's MW is a little bit sharper. Back-to-back clutches.
G2 on the verge of making a light by round work there. They played A main much more aggressively. They played for 2 opportunities to refight in with the stun, And they weren't worried about the mid play because Baby Bay was covering it.
Stray shots, maybe, that he's able to pump in, but...
Well, this time we get to see G2 in a position to retake. Can less do any damage to them before they get into that situation, actually?
This guy, he just knows the perfect time, doesn't he? Here's it, the scurrying of the footsteps again, scuttling around, and nobody... Hold up! Jorgamo, seemingly aware that Sixth Sense just kicking in. Hunter's Fury now, see if he can put a stop to it. Overdrive now going to be utilized, and Stun just going a little bit too short on the mark, but saadhak is going to be whittled down anyway. Electrocuted up onto the beach side, and now we see that main position being pressured and squeezed by the rest of G2.
The timing from Les.
Or give it away.
I think he's just picking up a timing. He's just thinking, right, well, you know, my teammates are about to scale. I don't really have a job to do. Might as well go and look at the flank.
One enemy remaining.
It's perfectly done. And have brought serious form. But here today, might be missing in some important moments.
Wow, the aggro play and productivity. Hold on, this is absolute madness.
They've fed themselves in the meat grinder.
I mean, ridiculous stuff, but G2, it's like he played straight into their hands.
They looked like they were ready and waiting for that pistol round.
Yeah. You know how KRÜ like to play MW. G2 not willing to give too much away. Leaf is really just toying with him at this point. Tip-tapping, seeing if they can just bleed out a clip, ensure that he has no bullets to play with, so G2...
If they had mind-controlled KRÜ themselves into going in for this one, into a multiplayer, like, crossfire 5-person setup.
Yeah, it's not something we touched on too much, but I think it is a readable tendency to KRÜ. They put in good work over the course of the group stage, but going to be broken, clearance into it, the wall's going to be whipping its way around here to cause a couple of issues, but giving up open access really towards the back of sites and pyramids. Sent flying overhead here. High forwards, flashes, ricocheting around, blinded up into the corner. Jorg now trying to be that first line of defense. What is that adjustment? Snap back! Dante just transfers and collects up 3 kills in a blink of an eye. KRÜ
to put the squeeze on those players in the normal post-plant positions. Look at how blind Trent was there. And they've done the Storm Surge in earlier on to near-site Jorgamo, so cascading different flashes in over and over again. We're going to try to catch anyone who might be lurking down here. Leaf on a really deep position, though. It doesn't give away his life.
Yeah, meanwhile, G2 all the way up through to B side. A high tide could be used to try and split up most of this side, and KRÜ waiting into the wings now. Flash is ready. Underhand potentially, and still we'll see if KRÜ can collect up these kills. Carnage occurring towards the back. The 2v3 here. Guns in their hands, looking to see if they can take that peak in the game. The timings, crosshair placement wasn't there for MW. Still, 2v2, Storm Surge going to miss. Kovis up now, and that needs to be spammed down. Half onto it already with the defuse. saadhak might have earned it, Baby Bay!
At a lead, 9-7. That timing was brutal for MW. He was just looking in the wrong direction. And of course, you got a player trying to defend saadhak as he just sticks inside the cove. Couldn't get the job done.
Now, potential there. Just 2 rounds is all they need, and already sending it flying forwards. A bit of an upset in terms of the expectations towards this B side, and KRÜ, they're just not ready for it. Less.
I mean, he's waiting for the flash.
He's waiting for the flash, but the timing's just too fast. I mean, Jorgamo's way ahead of it. Silence might have just caught a glimpse of all of this now. Forwards, but Jorgamo's just running a mockery once more towards the back of this side. Finally, shut down. It might be too little too late. No plant down, though, for G2. They bide their time with patience, but they're just waiting for the insert, and Baby Bay is going to be picking them apart now from the sidelines. This guy asserting himself, finding all sorts of value, kills flooding into his name. saadhak will be removed in the end. 12 rounds now for G2. 1 more to make it to London.
He realizes at this point, I think, that they've broken KRÜ. Look at the coordination here. KRÜ are all over the place. Too slow to be able to set up the plays that they're looking for. And in the midst of the chaos, the G2 players understand what's going on. KRÜ are lost. It would take now 5 rounds in a row for KRÜ to recover this.
1 more round is all it'll take. Already early ult's going to be offloaded. KRÜ just looking to see if they can put a stop to this one to stay alive in the process. Jorgamo dropped off early. Cosmic Divide now to cut this one up. G2 already still KRÜ are being completely slammed shut out of this fight. All the way forwards. Valen, what a transfer! Unless the sole recipient of it all can't do it all. 13-7. And that ticket to London booked for G2. Another chance of redemption is theirs for the taking.
You could have written their name on the ticket to London weeks and weeks ago. You could have written it down months ago, they make it to every event. But this time, starting from the deficit, losing 2 games early on in the group stage, they feel like they've had to build something back up. They just do it in this region. And they've taken down the team with the best record from the group stage, beat them on their best map, handed KRÜ their first loss on Lotus.
I mean, that's a statement, isn't it?
It really is. And playing a map that they'd only shown once before on Breeze and demonstrating that they can do it across basically any map in the map pool right now. I'd like to see them on a set. Let's see them get everywhere.